right, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great example to his younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful lake, the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Shema Shah. And what I want to get into today, okay, dealing with, game 7, all right, the closeout, all right, because if you brothers, all right, if you sisters familiar, with, how the finals work, is that, it's the best of a 7-game series, okay, and whoever wins 4 games first, is the winner of that series. And you have some instances where, teams, will go back and forth and they will be tied at 3 games apiece and they will have to play a game 7, okay? And game 7 meant, that someone had to win and someone had to lose the series, okay? That was the decider, all right, game 7. And spiritually, that's where we're at, okay? We're spiritually in game 7, okay? Where, when you go into the scriptures, matter of fact, I get it. And, especially, when sports was a little more authentic, they game 7 had a particular feel. The stakes was high, you know, um, the crowd, okay, be more intense, players more intense and drilling and rushing, because everything was on this game, on this one game, okay? And then the spirit, all right, and then this rivalry, especially if it was a team, that was rivals, like you go against the Celtics, okay, and the Lakers, okay, the Bulls and the Lakers, man, the Pistons and the Bulls, you had those rivals, which made it even more intensified. So how much more now between Jacob and Esau, okay? When you go to Sirach 33:10, and it says, and all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord have divided them, and made their ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them he cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places. Okay, some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. So you have, all right, these 2 sets of people in the earth that everything revolves around. Okay? And who did he set near himself? Was Jacob. Okay? And who is that nation, all right, that that is cursed and turned out of their places? Is Esau, Edom. Because that's his end. He's going to be, like the scripture said in Genesis, he shall be cursed above all cattle, above all beasts. All right, going back to the serpent. That's his end game. And our end game is we're going to be brought near unto our power, all right, and exalted. Okay? Verse 13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. The most, it says good is set against evil, and that's the main thing. This is the dynamics, of these series between Jacob and Esau. Okay, it's good and evil. Okay, that's the series. That's the whole dynamic. The rivalry between these 2 nations of people is good. Okay, it's set against evil. Okay. And who are the good? The Israelites, man. Okay? Because you go, into the history, all right? When Esau, Edom, okay, will come into rulership, You know, it was sufferingness. The scriptures say wickedness multiplied in the earth. You know, but then you go in the time of King David and King Solomon. It speaks about how, you know, nation was come far from near and far just to hear the wisdom of Solomon, man. You know, bringing gifts. King Solomon wasn't invading people and, you know, just invading people and you know, just taking and lying and pillaging and, you know, he didn't have men that was part of his court, okay, that were just going out doing wickedness, you know, to these heathens, man. Okay? He ruled in righteousness. All right? And that's been the struggle on the planet Earth between these two nations is a wicked rulership and a righteous rulership, man. You know? And we come into a time where it's going to be a big clash. Good is set against evil. You know? It says, so is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. So this rivalry of good and evil, you know, it's finna have its last showdown, man. Okay? When you go to let's get that in Genesis. Okay? Because you go to Rebecca, she pretty much had good and evil, you know, in her womb. Okay? Genesis 25. All right, Genesis 25 and 21. It says, and Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai. So these two children was the representative of good and evil. Okay? Because Jacob name will be changed to Yasha'Allah, which means what? You know, Prince of the Power. Okay? The sons of God in the earth was the lineage of Jacob. But Esau is known as what? The son of the wicked. You see? So these two nations, it was a rivalry, you know, from the womb. Okay? And it says, and the Lord said to her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manners of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder, which was Esau, shall serve the younger, which is Jacob. Okay? So we already know how this series ends. Okay? We know how this series ends. You know, but we just going to the origin, all right, and the spiritual, and getting the spiritual understanding of this rivalry that we see in the earth. Okay? It ain't nothing like, you know, a rivalry, you know, they got history. You know, you find out, you know, one of the other players, okay, uh, 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 you know, the two players have history, you know, off the court, okay. They had some, you know, some incidents that went on that just made the rival more intense, and that's how it is with Jacob and Esau, and it goes back to their birthright, you know, which it was meant for Jacob, but the Lord had to play out in dramatic fashion just to add, you know, fuel to the fire for this rivalry of good and evil, man. Okay. Now, when you go to Genesis 27 and 41, it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's the energy this man has been in. You know, he hated Jacob because of the blessing. Okay? And that added, you know, more intensity to this rivalry of good and evil. You know? And that's why you see, especially last time when Esau had us in captivity, why he just went, you know, Esau went crazy, man. You know the things that he did on these plantations, man, to Jake. All right, men, women, children, young and old, the things that he did, man. Okay, there's some deep hatred, man. It's beyond, okay, just wanting to put another nation in captivity for convenience, man. There's a lot of hatred there, man. You know? But guess what? He didn't think about the latter end. He didn't think about, the closeout. You know? Hey, because when the team up, 2-0, okay, 2-1, 3-1, they up, they kind of, you know, they kind of put the series under their belt like as if they got it, man. And that's how Esau Edom was. That's why I say it in Isaiah, okay? It's Isaiah 47:6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Okay, upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Okay, showing you what? That this man showed no mercy. And see, we was given into Esau's hand. The game was rigged for us to lose because of our disobedience at that time, man. Okay? But just like the game fixed for us to win, all right, through repentance, man, through mercy, through faith. Okay? And it says, and thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Neither did it remember the latter end of it, man. Okay? And Esau Edom, all right, his mind wasn't on the latter end when the prophets say we will be up, man. And now we see him what? Scrambling. Okay? Now he's scrambling. Hey, the series tied up now. See, when Yahweh Shema Shai, allowed the Holy Spirit through Elder Abba Bivens, okay, to start waking up, Israel. The prophet started awakening, prophesying. That was a game changer, man. Okay, and just as Esau was illuminated on the left hand side, we've been illuminated on the right hand side. So now, hey, it's tied up now, man. Okay, because Esau had this understanding of who we were, who he is, who these other nations were. He knew about the missiles and different things in prophecy, man. But guess what? We have this understanding, man, in this purest form, man. Because this is our good news. Okay? And this man is finna go down for good. Okay? And the scriptures go into detail when you go into it. When you get let's get Joel 3. Joel 3:11. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, till the cause of mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened, all right, and come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Now, I want to get this word judge in the Hebrew. Okay. Get the word judge in the Hebrew, which is shapat. All right. So you get the word judge in the Hebrew. Okay, it means to judge, to govern, to vindicate, to punish. Okay, and it says a theophanic event for final judgment. Okay, for final judgment, because when you go into game 7, okay, whoever wins that game, that's the judge. Okay? That's the judgment of who wins that series, man. That's the final judgment. Who's gonna win this series is this game 7. Okay? So this final judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai, this is gonna determine who's gonna win this rivalry of good and evil. Okay? And it's gonna be an everlasting kingdom of good. See, this is not like the sports here where you gotta play the next year to defend your title. No, we finna eliminate this man once and for all. Okay, let's get that in Revelation chapter Revelation 19, not Revelation 12. So when you get the book of Revelation, all right, chapter 12, Revelation 12 and 7, it says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." Okay? So this is what? The spiritual realm intervening in this war of good and evil. Okay? Michael being one of the top archangels, under Yahweh Shai. Okay? Letting you know that what, man? That the spiritual realm is finna clash with this beast system, man. You know? Because that's how bad it's gonna get. But Yahweh Shai is coming to close this thing out once and for all. Okay? So you're gonna have, all right, all these heathens, but who's gonna be on the forefront of trying to uphold this system and fight against Yahweh Shai? It's gonna be these Edomites, man. These Edomite kingdoms, Edomite nations, man. You're gonna have all these other nations with them as well. Okay? But who's gonna be on the forefront? Who has the most, military weaponry and equipment, man? It's these Edomites. Okay? And it says, "And prevail not." So we know how the game go. You see? Neither was their place found any more in heaven, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. Okay? Going back to what? With the beginning of that rivalry, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, the adversary, man. Okay? Which deceived the whole world. You know? So let you know that rivalry goes way back. You know? Between Jacob and Esau, between good and evil. But once and for all, Yahweh Shai is going to come close this man out. Okay? And he'll never rise again. And that's why the scriptures say this. You go to Isaiah. All right, Isaiah 14 and 21. It said, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities." Okay? This is complete elimination, man. Okay? And the prophecy always promised that there will be a time when these devils, okay, will never be able, okay, to oppress us anymore, man. Let's get that, you know. All right, this is 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 10. It said, "Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time." Okay? Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. Why? Because they're going to be eliminated from rulership, and eventually they're going to be eliminated out of the earth, man. Okay? And it's going to be Yahweh Shai that's going to close it out. When you go to Psalm 72, Yahweh Shai going to be the ultimate closer, man. All right? Now you go to Psalm 72:1, and the title of these precepts is the reign of a righteous king. And it says, "Give the king thy judgments." This Psalm 72:1. It says, "Give the king thy judgment, O power, and thy righteousness unto the king's son. He shall judge the people with righteousness, and thy poor with judgment. The mountain shall bring peace to the people," okay, the government of Israel, "and the little hills by righteousness. He shall judge the poor of the people. He shall save the children of the needy." Yeah, Yahweh Shai gonna come with that clutch, okay, with that clutch performance, man. He's gonna show up right on time, man. All right, and he's gonna close Esau out, and he's gonna deliver Israel, the elect, beginning with the elect. So he gonna come through with that big shot, man. All right, that buzzer beater, and it says, he shall save the children of the needy, and shall break in pieces the oppressor. All right, the oppressor, man. Hey, because in sports, man, you can feel when somebody hit a big shot. It'll suck the life out the crowd, man. All right, and Yahweh Shai, all right, is about to come silence the earth, man. The scripture say they said, "Shut their mouth before him." Okay. He's about to silence the earth, man, with this clutch performance. All right, in this game 7. All right, good versus evil. So that's the point. I just want to bring that out real quick, Lord will. You brothers, all right, and you few sisters were edified once again, and give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great example to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings salutation to the hopeful lake. Shalom.